who is a hearing aid specialist here at the office. Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
So they were chatting before I began talking to you this morning, and they said, oh, this is great timing. Here we are in September. Hunting season is about to start. And y'all see a lot of people, you especially, right, Chris, who are coming in to get an impression done to protect their hearing.
Yes, ma'am. We make custom hearing protection for shooters, anybody that needs any protection, whether it's a work environment, hunting, anything like that, where they're exposed to loud impact sounds. These devices will allow them to still hear the sounds that are happening around them at a normal volume, but protect them from those louder sounds like a gunshot or something like that.
I use the word impression, and yet I think that's a word y'all would correct me on, right, Tiffany? Because y'all have this new machine that does it in kind of a different way.
So we are the proud new owners of a digital scanner. And so now, instead of having to have the impression material inserted into the ear, we can actually do a digital scan of the ear. So it's so state of the art. We're so excited to have it. But people can see their ear on the screen. We can do the scan and it just pops up. And it's what, the dentists and orthodontists, if you've ever had a scan of your mouth or teeth, it's the same principle and probably the same company that they use.
Well, I've had what I think you're talking about, because in television you have a little thing called an IFB, and it's made for your ear. Yeah. And it's a very odd sensation. And some people I can see may or may not like it. So to have that digital option is great. Plus, I imagine it's very, very accurate.
Yes, that is what we like about it. It's very accurate.
So, you mentioned the hunting, any type of loud sound. Tiffany has told us over the years that once you've damaged your hearing, you don't get that back. It's not repairable.
That's very true. Now, you can have exposure to the loud sounds, and there may be a period of time where you notice that difference, but your hearing naturally does recover to some degree, but the constant exposure to that will leave permanent lasting damage.
And even though, I think y'all are very practical in your approach here. You want people to live their lives. Nothing wrong with running in and getting just a little piece of something, that the makeshift stuff that you can put in your ears. But these are designed for you. They're going to last a lifetime, right? Because your ear's not going to change.
Well, it can change to some degree. As we age, the skin that's inside the ear canal will loosen away from the cartilage to some degree. Doesn't affect everybody, but we always want to make sure that if you're not having a good, clean fit in that ear, we may not have the seal that we need to protect the ear. So it's something that we would always need to monitor if there's any suspicion that may not be the case.
Last time I was here talking with you and Dr. Mullen, we got off on a conversation about sudden hearing loss. And how critical it is that people call you. And obviously, y'all work to fit people in. You couldn't do that if you didn't have the team that you have, right?
Yes, I love my team. They are amazing. So very excited to have everybody that works here, including Chris, and they're amazing.
So I say that because when you're ever establishing yourself with a new practice, you don't always think of all the things to ask. And hopefully, whenever you make your appointment, you see the doctor that you want to see. But when those emergency things come up and they're tending to that, you still have your need. And that's where you step in, because if you're here for a hearing aid question, you're the guy.
Yes, ma'am. So I've been doing this locally here in Cleveland and down in Chattanooga for almost the past 10 years. So I've got to work with most major brands that are out there. So we can figure out if Dr. Ahlberg or Dr. Mullen's not available, I'm absolutely a resource that people can utilize.
Does it amaze you, the options that are out there for people?
Yes, ma'am. It's based on whatever their hearing loss is, whatever their sound needs may be. So we can absolutely come up with a custom approach to whatever that person's deficiencies seem to be.
Every time Tiffany's with us, she wants to talk about something that will help people. Doesn't like to talk about anything against anybody, just what will help people. But we do live in this online world, or this kind of cookie cutter way now. In the world of hearing loss, it needs to be as tailor-made for you as it can be. So you mentioned, depending on where that hearing loss occurs, that's really important, Tiffany, right? That you are addressing the actual problem, not anything generic.
Right. If people do have wax in their ears, if people do have a medical issue that could be helped from a medical perspective or a pharmaceutical perspective, we want to know those things before you just put hearing aids in somebody's ears and amplify the sound.
The actual hearing test, before I let you run, what do? You put somebody in kind of a chamber,
So it's a sound-proof or sound-resistant room, and so we have just sound absorption in there. So it's not locked or anything like that. So we close the door, and it keeps out all of the other sound. And we test the hearing in there so that there's no outside noises that interfere with the hearing test.
And then they're able to see the printout, if you will, to see, you know, what the areas of sound are that they're strong in and weak in, and then you structure the hearing device to just benefit where the loss is.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right. If you have a current set of hearing aids and it's not working for you, should they bring them in when they come?
Absolutely. Yes. Very good idea.
Okay. Well, here's where you want to be. Ahlberg Audiology in Cleveland, also the office up in Athens. There's their website and phone number for you to call. And thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Right now at Affordable Dentures and Implants, you'll save 15% on most treatment plans over $1,000. Now that'll help you take a bite out of summer. Call 1-800